Hello, I'm Kitsy Smith, your Lenten storyteller this week and next. Lent is the season in which we prepare for Easter, and we get to hear the stories of Jesus' journey from birth to childhood to teacher and finally the cross and resurrection. Before we begin, we have to remember that God chose Mary to be the mother of God. What a special blessing. And at that time, she and Joseph traveled to Bethlehem to have the birth of Jesus. Here's a picture of Mary and Joseph. When Jesus was born, he could look up into the face of Mary and Joseph and see the cross. And also on Joseph's face. Mary and Joseph did everything they could to make baby Jesus warm and comfortable and helped him grow. And over time, he became a young boy. When he was at the age of 12, his family and other families from Nazareth went to Jerusalem to celebrate a high holy day, which was very special because they went to the temple and prayed. Afterwards, all the people from Nazareth started to walk home. And while they were walking, Mary and Joseph all of a sudden realized they didn't know where Jesus was. He was 12 years old. They thought he was playing with the other boys and girls. So they immediately turned around and went back to Jerusalem. They looked everywhere. And finally, they went to the temple. And at the temple, they found Jesus teaching to the rabbis. Mary and Joseph said, "Jesus, why are you here?" He said, "Didn't you know I would be in my Father's house?" Mary and Joseph were sort of confused. They thought to themselves, well, our house is in Nazareth, where Joseph built our home. They did not understand, but soon they would understand. Over time, Jesus became a man, and by the time he was 30 years old, he decided to go to the River Jordan, where his cousin, John the Baptist, was baptizing people in the river. And Jesus went to him and said, "I want you to baptize me." And John said, "Of course I will." And as he dipped him in the water and started to bring him out, a beautiful light started shining. And it was a dove that was at the top of Jesus' head. And also people said they heard a voice that said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." After that time, Jesus decided to go to the desert. And he spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, trying to figure out what his mission was and what he had to do to make his Father happy. So while he was there, he had very little to eat, but he survived. But there was a voice that he constantly heard. One time the voice said, "Why don't you just turn the stones into bread and water?" And Jesus said, "I don't need to test God." Later in the 40 days, the voice said, "I can make you a king if you are beholden to me." And Jesus said, "I am going to be a king, but not that kind of king." And with that, his 40 days and 40 nights were over. And when Jesus left the desert, he had realized what he really wanted to do was to be with people that he could take care of and help and show his love to them. An example of that was he would get close to people like this blind man who could not see, and many people were afraid of them. So he put his hands on the blind man's eyes, and with that, he was able to heal him. Jesus was with many people that other people didn't understand why he was with them, but he was able to help them and heal them and make them a disciple. And with that, Jesus started his journey as teacher. This is the end of our Lenten story for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. And next week, we'll continue the journey of Jesus to Easter. So have a good week and think about what we heard today. Thank you.